What W and how many I-beams do I need for a double-wide mobile home basement?
I can help. Let me read your question a bit closer.
Hello.
What are the dimensions of your mobile home?
80 feet by 30 feet.
So are you talking about the beam at the mating point? Do you have the make and model number of your unit?
I was told I needed to run them about every 8 to 10 feet widthwise. It is a Four Seasons but no model hash.
So you want the beams to span the full 30, or would you put a post in the middle to make two 15 spans with each beam?
I would like to span 30, but just depends on cost and size. Is it possible to run one beam lengthwise down the center, or do I need to put them widthwise every 8 to 10 feet?
If you do not want any posts in the middle, the best configuration would be to run them the 30 direction, every 8.
What size beam would I need to use?
What city and state do you live in?
Adel, Iowa.
Before we get started, I'd like to point out that a professional engineer's standard of care typically includes a site visit to assess field conditions and get an overall understanding of the structure. This can obviously not be accomplished through the internet. The information provided here is meant for planning purposes only, general sizing and budgeting, and is based on the information provided by you. All loading cases considered are for vertical loads only. No lateral analysis has been completed. The information should be verified by a professional engineer who can visit the site to ensure that potentially important information has not been overlooked or omitted. Let me run a few numbers, hold on. I can give you two steel beams you can use to span 30 and have spaced at 8 OC. W18 by 35, 50 KSI, steel beam. The beam is 6 inches wide, 17.75 inches deep and weighs 35 PLF. W16 by 36, 50 KSI, steel beam. The beam is 7 inches wide, 15.875 inches deep and weighs 36 PLF.
Would we need beams at either end or just in the center? And if we put a post in the center, what size beams would we need?
My size was based on using 30 long beams that clear span the 30 and only have supports at each end. If you put a post in the middle at 15, the size will reduce greatly.
What size would we need if we had a post at 15?
Hold on, let me run some new numbers. I can give you a steel beam you can use to span 15 and have spaced at 8 OC. W6 by 20, 50 KSI, steel beam. The beam is 6 inches wide, 6.25 inches deep and weighs 20 PLF.
How many would I need then?
The post will need to be placed at the middle of the 30 span and directly under the mating beam under the double wide. You would have 10 spaces of 8 each, so you will need 9 beams.
Do I need the beams on each end of the house or just in the center 70 or so? Thank you.
If you are having a basement, you generally would build a concrete block foundation wall around the perimeter of the coach, and the perimeter of the coach would rest on the block wall. The beams would be placed in the 30 direction with one post in the center of the 30 to make two 15 spans. The beams will need to be placed every 8 OC. The ends of the beams will rest on the perimeter block wall.
Is it possible to run just one beam down the center length?
I can run some more numbers, hold on. Now that I think about it, I am not sure you can run a single beam down the match line. Since we do not know the model number, I am not sure if the floor system can span the 15 without support.
So I would probably need 3.
It is hard to tell without the model #XXXXX installation instructions. The instructions would give you the maximum spacing of your supports.
It would be nice, but they are out of business and the owner doest have them. Thank you very much for your time. Have a good day.
Good luck with your project. Experts are credited for each adequately rated answer they provide. If you have additional questions, please let me know. Thanks.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/YTHI.